Leos, let's jump into your reading. This is going to be the harsh truths you need to hear. Now, really quick, this is going to be a disclaimer. When I say harsh truths, I'm not going to necessarily rip you a new one or cuss you guys out or do any of that. This is just going to be truths that may be a little bit uncomfortable to acknowledge on the surface, whether you know the truths or not via coming into this video, or to help you have more so an awakening to things that you may not even be aware of about your situation and to help you transform it. So take this reading however you may take it in, and let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to start with this deck and we'll build on top of the reading as we go. So Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What's the harsh truths they need to hear coming into this time frame? We have empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. We have grief. I understand that losing something I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And one last card for Leos. And we have blame. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. Interesting set of cards. So getting into the reading, for one, it's important to show yourself some love, to be gentle to yourself, even in moments where you can blatantly say, yep, I fucked up, or yeah, I didn't really make the best decision or choice then, or maybe I could have handled this a little bit different. It's important to have a sense of empathy for self and also for others. Okay, also when it comes to life, it's important to never have this one-sided perspective. Like this card says, I'm willing to see both sides of a situation. Never think that your perspective is so right that you can't hear out someone else or hear their perspective. Even in an example, let's use this example. When people come to you for advice, they always seem to give you their side of the story, how they feel, how they perceive it, but everyone knows that there's always multiple sides to a story. And when you remain neutral, when you remain in this space of wanting to just get down to truth, that's when you're truly empathetic. That's when you're truly tapping into empathy. I'm also hearing there needs to be a willingness to be open. Okay, your way is not always the right way. I know that's hard to hear, Leos. Your way is not always the right way. Your thought process on certain situations is not always the end all be all, and you always want to be open to understand that. But also when it comes to personal things that hold you back from evolving, when it comes to things that you fixate on, things that never really sat right with your spirit, it's time for you to release the need to kind of feel like you could have did things differently or change the outcome. Because that's what grief is. It's where we feel like we could have did something differently, especially if someone passes away. I wish I would have had that last conversation with that person. I wish I wasn't so selfish to where I didn't reach out to someone who I really cared about, and then now I can't talk to them anymore. It's understanding that you don't necessarily have to have feelings of grief when something is lost in your life. You can more so appreciate it for what it was, especially when you were in the moment and you didn't appreciate it. Now is an opportunity to do so and to shift that. Are you letting grief be the catalyst of you halting your life? Are you placing personal blame on yourself when it comes to things you can't change about the past? It's okay to accept where you could have done things a little bit differently, but beating yourself down, tearing yourself down isn't necessary in the process. Accept responsibility, vow to do things differently, but don't ever blame and chastise yourself when all it is a learning opportunity. That's all. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. We have the Sisters of the Season, Cycles of Growth, Natural Law, Divine Order. We got the Swan King, or Queen, excuse me, Transformation, Intuition, and Patience. Interesting. So for a lot of you, personal growth is already happening. There's a need for you to understand everything's in divine order. Even though you may feel like you don't have as much control as you would like, or certain things are confusing about your situation and you're wondering this and you're wondering that, understand everything's in divine order. There's always going to be detours and lessons and experiences and cycles that we run into in the grand scheme of our lives, because life is about lessons. Life is about experiences. So never understand, or never get into the mindset, excuse me, that you're not on the right path because you go through more experiences than others. That may be, you know, more so negative than positive, or more positive than negative, but understand it's all a part of the grand scheme of things. But beyond that, a lot of you more so need to step into the space of allowing the changes that are happening to happen, especially when it comes to who you are as a person. Some of you want to hold on to this concept of what you believe you are. That's ego, trying to make you hold on to outdated perspectives, to an outdated way of seeing yourself. Also tapping into patience, personal patience with self and your outside experience. Matching up with what you feel internally. Because a lot of you, I see it, where internally it feels like I'm $1 million. You know, I'm rich. I have $1 million and I'm there. But your outer experience could be needing to catch up with how you truly feel internally. And the only way that's going to happen is through action. Let's keep going. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What's the harsh truths they need to hear? We got the Star, the Two of Swords, the Judgment, and the Ace of Swords. So where's your personal faith at? Where does it lie? Are you still questioning that? Are you still trying to get an understanding? A lot of you personally, where a lot of the confliction comes from, is because you don't all the way believe in your personal dreams. The Two of Swords, it feels like, well, yeah, I have these ideas and I have that idea, but is it going to be something that's going to take me further? Is this going to put me into entrepreneurship? Okay. I really hope that this is what manifests, but how do I go about it? I think I said this for, I think this was either Scorpio or maybe Pisces, but when it comes to personal faith, when it comes to that becoming a reality, you can never have faith in something without having a solid plan or action to back that. Because then at that point, it's just delusion. At that point, it's just a wish. But what makes something different from being just a wish to something that's a goal, something that's achievable, is the action and, like I said, the plan that's backed behind it. So a lot of you need to get out of this space of confliction in terms of, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? What should I do? I'm not sure what to do. Instead of getting into that and making more concrete decisions, excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied, making more so concrete decisions instead of sitting on the sideline and waiting for that nudge or that push to get going. Spirit is saying, be aware of what calls your attention. Are the wrong things calling your attention? If so, let's shift it to the right things. Things that motivate you. Some of you guys may be paying attention to things, entertainment, forms of entertainment, a mindset, being around people who cause you to feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. You don't know if you're coming or going. But these are just some of the messages that are coming through. I'm going to stop right here before I get all preachy. If you did enjoy, definitely thumbs the video up and subscribe so that you never miss a beat. Any information you need to book a reading with me will be listed in the description, so just check there. And I will see you later.